Hey, hey, welcome to Beauty and the Bible podcast, Hawaii edition. And today I have Maddie Girl here with me today.
Hello, everybody. So glad to be here in the beautiful Hawaii.
This is so beautiful. We've had such a great time already, and we're ready to share our experience and our last couple of days with you all.
Yes, it's been so magical, so amazing. You really have to come sometime in your life because pictures don't do it justice. You just have to see it with your eyes.
You definitely do. And that's always been a huge place for people to go. And that's why, because it's just so gorgeous. You definitely need to come here at least once. But this is actually my second time coming to Hawaii. I came here in 2014 with my family. And even back then, I just remember it being so beautiful and gorgeous and just knew I had to come back. So, yeah, here we are today. I'm so excited for today's episode. We're just going to be talking all things Hawaii so far. We've been here for about 4.5 days now. Yes.
Yes, I think it's 4. We got here on Monday about 3 o'clock. But Monday, we really just came and hit the bed. Really, we got some food, went to sleep, took it easy, started our full day on Tuesday.
Yeah, our sleep schedule was kind of okay because we pretty much went to bed right away. Like on that day, we came here, yeah, got food and just went right to bed. And we were pretty much fine. We woke up the next morning and didn't really have no issues. I think it's a 5 hour difference from home in Michigan. What was it like for you on your first day waking up?
It was good. The only thing was I woke up the first day on Tuesday at like 7:30 in the morning, which most people would be like, "Oh, that's great. Start the day." But me, I woke up like, "Why is it 7:30 in the morning? I need to go back to sleep." So, forced myself go back to sleep for a couple hours, which was okay. I think just all that sleeping because we did sleep on the plane a lot and then we slept when we got here. So, we definitely got our sleep and my body was telling me to wake up. It was beautiful though. We made it work.
Yeah, we ended up just kind of waking up then at like noon because I didn't even wake up. We were just so tired from that flight. I think it was like 13 hours plus total of travel. So that was a little wild. But yeah, we woke up the next day. What did we do on our first day?
First day, we went to the mall, we walked around. Our hotel is actually connected to the biggest mall in Hawaii, which we thought was really cool. A lot of different stores, Louis Vuitton, Rolly, Tesla, all the stores
Places that we couldn't
right,
afford.
we can't afford, but they're cool to window shop. So, yeah, it was really nice. We looked at the mall.
When we were in Louis Vuitton, and that's my store because LV, this LV was definitely questioning us. We probably walked around for a good 3 minutes by ourselves, just looking around and they had chairs in there. So what did you say when people take a break or something because they just spent so much money?
Yes, they get stressed out from all the prices. They have a little room that's more calming. It was like in the back of the store, this little corner that was just made for lounging. It's just to calm the people from stressing out over the prices.
A guy comes up and he's like, "Hi, I'm gonna be so and so. I'm gonna be here to help you, and I'll be right behind you the entire time."
And he was.
He really
He
was.
stayed right behind us the whole time.
The whole time, and I was like, "Sir, do you not know this is my store?"
LV made for me.
Apparently not in Hawaii, but
No.
that's okay. I don't think anywhere right now we can afford any of those prices, even though they had the cutest shoe, that pink one, pink and white.
Yes, Louis Vuitton on the
Yeah,
side.
oh
That one
my
was good.
word.
I think it was $1,200. So we're
1,200.
gonna stick with our Nikes.
Yeah. So that was day one. We just walked around, found the mall. We got food. We were pretty basic though. And we kind of just saw Panda Express and a Canes and we're like, yeah, that will do it for us.
Yes. So the mall has 3 different floors. We were on the main level, we thought it was, and we were in the food court, which we thought was the biggest one. And we're looking around, and it's just a bunch of different like sushis and different foods that we were down to try, but none of them were really calling us. So we walked up to the counter. Lauren asked, "Do you have a Philadelphia roll?" And he did not even know what that was, but he said, "If you go down to the first level food court, they'll probably have more for you." We thought we were on the first level,
Yeah.
but he said, "No, go down the stairs around the corner." So once we went down there, they have anything you can think of is down there. So we're like, okay, this is way more up our alley. We just got our Canes, Panda Express.
It was crazy because when we were on the first floor, like that first one, when we were looking around, there was like 5 food courts. Everyone was talking about the food courts being so amazing. And we were looking around, there's only 5 options for us. And we were confused. And it was the first floor, it said. And when we were on the second and third floor, it all said that. Then he told us, no, it's on the first floor. We're like, what? We are on the first
So next thing you
floor.
know, we're in the basement in the parking garage with all the other shops.
It's crazy because they have all these shops pretty much in the parking garage. We were really confused. Right when you are in like the bottom basement level of the parking garage.
On the outside of the mall. You can walk through to get into the mall, but their storefront is in the parking garage. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a different experience. But as we were knocking all those, we came across a cat cafe. So we gotta love those shops now. We
It
were
was
just
so
walking
cute.
and Lauren was like, "What's that cat store?" And disclaimer, I'm a huge cat lover. So I'm like, "Wait, where's the cats at?" And I look and there's just a room full of all these cats just walking up and down these little jungle gyms made for them. So I didn't even ask no questions. I opened the door and I'm like, "Come on, bestie, we are
Yeah.
going in here." So we got to spend an hour, half an hour, whatever, with the little kitties, which was the cutest thing ever.
There was probably like 10 cats or so, and why were they like gorgeous cats? Like
They really
they
were.
were not no typical cat.
And even the colors on them, you could just tell the sun must hit them different here because we cannot see no cats like that in Michigan. That's for sure.
Yeah, seriously, they were a different breed. I think they must have shipped them from Japan or something because they were just so
They
gorgeous.
did.
That was super fun. What else did we do the first day? After that, we literally did the mall the first day.
That's really what we did.
The first couple of days, we've kind of just been taking it slow because actually today, it is Friday today. Our friends are actually landing like right now, and
Yes.
we're gonna go see them after this. The first couple of days, we're like, we're just gonna relax, take things kind of slow. We had an excursion booked yesterday, and we'll get more into
Yes.
that.
We took it slow besides yesterday.
So the second day, we just kind of did the same thing. We went to the mall, went to the food court, and we found a Jollibee, which I've never had before.
Did you think it was good?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, it was just chicken, gravy, and mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Can't go
Yeah.
wrong with it. We got that and went and sat on a picnic table by the beach and ate that. So that was cute. And we actually had a really funny experience while we were sitting and eating our Jollibee. So sitting there talking, I start feeling like one sprinkle every couple seconds. So I asked her, "Do you think it's raining?" And she was like, "I don't know. I don't think so." And then she looks up and she's like, "Wait, no, I see the rain." I'm looking up. I'm like, "Oh, you mean the cloud?" She's like, "No, I see the rain coming." And you literally see the rain pouring down, making its way to us. And we were like, all we have is seconds. We just have to take it in now. So we literally just put our phones away, covered our heads, and let the rain pour on us. But it was insane to watch it move towards us.
It was the craziest experience
After,
ever.
I was like, "Have you ever seen anything like that before?" Because usually the rain just
Never.
comes down. We really watched it shift our way.
Right towards us, and then the heavy rain probably lasted like maybe 2 seconds.
It
It
really
really didn't
did.
last anything, but we were like,
"Can you see the ending over there?" You could see it moving. Actually, I can. It looks like it's lighting
right.
up.
I was like, okay, we're good. We were trying to look beyond us to see if it was like slowly moving that way, but there's so many trees and it was a gorgeous landscape. Then we just headed over to the beach after that. So we were walking on the beach and found more of the park because that's kind of what we went to is the park area. It was so beautiful because you could just see all the skyscrapers and the scenery around and the beautiful ocean. It was gorgeous.
It really was. And while we were sitting there, another little kitty came up on its own. And Lauren made the joke of we actually got the cat for free this time. We had to pay so much at the other place. So we got free cat snuggles. It's so cute. She came right up and was just loving all over us and was really just kind of hung out the whole time.
Yeah, it was really cute. And then we came back from that and knew we wanted to get waters for our group. So we're like, okay, let's find Food Mart, I think it was called Foodland.
Foodlands.
Foodland. Oh, and that's what we have to talk about too. So, who recommended Foodland was Maddie's grandpa's brother that she's never met before, actually lives in Hawaii. So, backtrack to the night before. We met up with Maddie's grandpa's brother, and it was so nice. He was so kind.
He greeted us with lays at the door. He reserved a table at this cute little beach restaurant. We had drinks and dinner there. Got to catch up with him, really meet him, touch base with him.
How was that meeting your grandpa's brother that you've never met before?
It was really cool, actually. I liked being able to talk to him about the different family and his opinion on certain things and see how he feels. And it's really cool to know that he lives here and has lived out of Michigan for so long because that's very different for my family. A lot of us very much just pick a spot and stay there. So I think it's different that he did branch out. So I'd like to stay in communication and get information from him. I just think that's really fascinating.
Yeah, he definitely told her, he was like, yeah, you're not a Purcell because Purcells don't travel like this.
Yes, definitely. So maybe me and him are like little different ones. We can talk and connect. When we were having dinner with him, he said that he was going to Italy the same day we're leaving, March 6th. And he said if he would have known we were coming sooner, he would have paid us to stay an extra 10 days to watch his dog Coconut.
Little coconut.
Yes.
And it's a little pug too.
So that really would have just been a dream. So we're hoping to stay in connections with him. So whenever he wants to fly out some dog sitters,
We're on the way.
Oh, yeah.
We're on the way with it.
We sure are. sure. So I just think that's really cool. He's good connection and family to have. And it's also nice being so far away, knowing that someone here is local. If anything did happen, it was a very funny coincidence because my grandpa had called me when he found out we were going to Hawaii and said, "Oh, you should call my brother. I don't remember what island he's on, but worth a shot to call him and see where he's at." So I gave him a text and to see where he was. When I texted him our hotel, he said, "Oh, I know exactly where that's at. It's a 10-minute walk from where I live." That's God, bringing us together and some comfort, and me too, traveling all the way across the country and some over the ocean. So I just think that was amazing.
For us to just meet somebody in her family that we've never met before, but it's also nice to just have family close by. A funny story though, when we were meeting her grandpa. So first off, Maddie kind of thought when you got off the airplane in Hawaii that you got Lay's, just like the beautiful Lay's handed
Yes,
over to
see,
you,
I know
you
I'm not the
know?
only one who thinks this. Count them out.
Yes. So I think they actually used to do that in Hawaii. Every time somebody came off the plane, they would hand them Lay's. When we came here in 2014, we got Lay's as soon as we got off the plane. My dad had told me before we left, don't be thinking you're gonna get a Lay when you get off the plane because I had to pay for that.
I missed this conversation, by the way.
So I told her after when we landed, she was like, "Wait, we didn't get our Lay's." I was like, "Honey, no, we're not getting Lay's."
No laser cup for
So
us.
it was so cute. And her grandpa came up. He had Lay's for us.
Yes, that was just the complete Hawaiian experience. I feel like you have to come to Hawaii and get a lei, right?
Right.
And it's fresh flowers, just smells so good on your neck the whole night. Like
It
you
was
just
so
savor
nice.
that.
So that was just such a fun experience meeting with him, and he got us dinner, got us our Uber home. He was such a gentleman and so kind to
Yes.
us, and we were just like showered with love, and it just really did feel like our family. I keep calling him like our grandpa now. That was just so sweet. Next up was
Foodland. So now that we got the recommendation from where we got Foodland, here's our Foodland story.
so we get to Foodland and we're just looking around. It's kind of like a Target, but it was funny. All the yellow stickers said the Foodland price for people that like had a Foodland card or whatnot. And we were looking at that like, oh, this stuff's not too bad until it was $1 or $2 more expensive. Anyways, we got our stuff. We ended up getting cases of water and they charge you for bags here. So that was crazy because he tried to stuff like 3 cases of water, like some of our snacks and everything into
One bag, it was hanging off the top or actually hanging out of the bag. And mind you, we have at least a 10-minute walk back to our hotel with all these cases of water. There was no way possible we were carrying that. I'm begging for bags.
And then he's like, okay, 17 cents. So we had to find money and just lug them back to the hotel. But we made it back. We have our water.
Little breakfast, Pop Tarts, and things that would keep us going.
Right. We're good to go for a little while longer. Later that night, we went to Pint and Jigger, a bar restaurant in our hotel. We were kind of tired at this point, and we get down there and trying to figure out what food we want. Like, I'm really struggling trying to figure out what food I want. But we were like, I was like, let's just sit in the restaurant for a minute. He's like, ID. Maddie's scuffling for hers, which scuffling, is that a word? Okay. I was going to say which wait because hold on for the next part of this story. But Maddie's looking for her ID and whatever. We ended up just getting it to go. I got this like beef cheek ragu thing. And when I was like, what kind of beef is it? And he was like, beef cheek.
He literally goes, cheek.
Literally, I was like, hey, but I tried it anyways. I wanted to try something different. Not good, not recommended, even though it's like a popular thing there. Maddie got a burger and that was good. So after that, we ended up, me and Maddie just watching Noah's Ark movie. That was hilarious because we were like, why is this low-key kind of scary?
It was very intense for the Noah's Ark. And it was funny too because it came out in theaters, I think 2014. I watched it with my mom. Disclaimer, I remembered halfway through the movie, me and my mom left the theater. And then a couple years later, she ended up rewatching it and it became her favorite movie. So I'm thinking, now that it's my mom's favorite movie, maybe Lauren would really like it. So I put it on for us. And this was not no like
Lovey-dovey.
cute little balloon animated, whatever you think it was. It was very intense
And kind of like not really biblically accurate.
the live rock men came to life and helped build the ark. Definitely more for the drama of cinema than to shed light on Noah's Ark, which we realized through watching that. Like I said, I realized I didn't watch the whole thing. And if I did, it was back in 2014 when I was 13 years old.
We were sitting there laying in bed and it was all dark, right? We had the movie playing and I look at her, I'm like, Maddie, why is this kind of scary?
I know, I don't really like it. I don't even think we made it to the ending.
We fell asleep. We did not watch the rest.
Definitely just started getting very interesting and taking weird turns that we
Yeah.
agree with. So we're done with this.
The next day, was that the next day? It's
Mhm.
crazy. All the days just blend together 'cause it's
Yeah.
all just so beautiful. And we've been taking it peaceful one day at a time. But now our next couple days are like, jink, jink, jink. We island hopped from Oahu to Kauai. We ended up getting there by God's grace, but it was
Yes.
definitely a
Struggle. We went through a lot of different errors.
everything that was against us just started whacking us in the face.
Sure did.
First up, Maddie, do you want to explain what happened when we first get to the airport?
First thing when we get to the airport, we are waiting in line for TSA, and I don't know, I just get this weird feeling over me. It's probably God telling me, "Wait, do you have your ID?" Which is weird because I always have my ID. And actually, fun factor is that I always have like this wallet on the back of my case, and I don't have to worry about my cards, my ID, nothing. It's just always on my phone. If I have my phone, I have my stuff. Well, for this vacation, I wanted to get this cute new phone case, and if I put the wallet on it, it was gonna cover the case. Like it was this whole thing. So I tried to go back to regular wallets. Does not work for me. We learned that the hard way. As soon as I get home, we're switching back. But I'm going through my wallet at TSA and my ID is not in there. I have all my cards, I have the room key, I have everything but my ID. So I look at her and I'm like, please take my stuff. I'm looking here if you see my ID. I gotta call my mom. I'm freaking out. And she's like, do you want me to call an Uber? I'm like, maybe let's just wait and see what people say if there's anything that they can do for me. I don't know, but I don't have my ID. And that's pretty much where we're at with that. We are fully panicking at this point. We have 45 minutes till our flight boards. It's a 30-minute ride back to the hotel. It just was not going to be possible to get my ID. We didn't even know if my ID was actually in the room. So then I asked the lady that was doing the clear, I lost my ID. Is there any way I'm going to be able to get through or am I just out of luck? And she was like, if you just fill out a form, they'll give you extra screening and you should be able to do it. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you so much. Thankfully, I get to the front of the line and she tells me, okay, fill out this paperwork. I fill out the paper. We wait in line. Probably took like 45 minutes because there was someone in front of us. They had to do his background check. Apparently, it takes the office 30 minutes to answer each phone call or something like that. So we're waiting his 30 minutes. Then we got to get to my 30 minutes. I think it ended up only being like 15. But but yeah, ended up being this like 15 minutes. He ended up doing my background check clear, of course. And then he took us to the front of the TSA. We got through. And then we're sitting there. We finally get to our gate. I'm like, okay, set my stuff down. As soon as I get in the stall, Lauren's blowing me up. We're at the wrong gate. We gotta go. We got 6 minutes. We're on the whole other side. So of course I hurry up, get out of there, grab my stuff, and we have to run to the other side of the airport. And by the grace of God, again, we made it on the flight. It was Moana theme. It all worked out. It definitely took us a lot of trials and tribulations to get there.
Yeah, it was definitely a little scary and crazy. First one, losing the ID was insane. I just tried to stay there. I was like, I told Maddie, you did a great job being calm in this situation because we were both like panic
Don't
mode.
even know what to do. And I just knew ultimately it was my fault. I didn't check in the morning if I had my ID in the bag because I just assumed I always have my ID. So I'm like, you can't be mad at no one but yourself. You better just look for your ID and get it together. So we did. We got on there. We made it to Hawaii. And then we took an Uber to this cute little marketplace with little shops, which we got to see the beach and the mountains, which were
So beautiful. Literally, as soon as we landed, I swear something like jumped up out of the water and I looked at Maddie. I was like, oh my gosh, I just saw something. It was either a whale or a dolphin, but they think it was a whale because later on, we'll get to this. I definitely did see a whale hop up out of the water. When we got to the little marketplace, that was so cute. I almost started crying just being in God's beautiful creation. It was so like, you were just so awestruck looking at it. Like, you had no words, just looking at how beautiful God's creation was. And it really was gorgeous.
Like I said, you really have to go and see it for yourself because pictures don't do it justice. And seeing it with your own eyes, amazing.
No, seriously. And just all that beauty overwhelms you. It really does. And that's how I was like, oh my goodness. But go check out my TikTok account if you want to go see the videos from that, posting all along throughout our trip.
So beautiful. You definitely have to check those out.
Yeah, so this one was kind of crazy. So, our next stop, we were going to our helicopter ride, which we had pre booked months ago, and we were really excited. It was a doors off helicopter ride. We pull up to the place and we walk in. As soon as we start talking to the front desk guy, he says, really straight face, he's like, I'm sorry, your flight's been canceled.
This is the whole reason why we are on this other island and we have nothing else planned. We were going to do the helicopter and then go back. So at this point, we were like, what can you do for us?
I literally thought it was a joke at first. He's like, yeah, the clouds are way too low today. We just can't do it. Sorry. We're like, nah, what can you do for us? So He ended up saying, "Okay, we'll try to book you for a little bit later on." And mind you, they went out to our Uber and told her like, "Hey, wait for them because they're not gonna be long." So we went back out there and our Uber was there and she was like the cutest thing ever because when we pulled up, she had her hand out the window and she was like, "I got 2 beautiful ladies coming your way." She was just so
Yeah,
cute.
she was the sweetest. We did think that was weird that they didn't send us a message, didn't give us a call, anything. They waited until we Ubered all the way there. And before we even walked in, they knew they were going to tell us no. Hence, they told the Uber, technically
Right.
before they even told us at that
Yeah.
point. So we went in and they basically just said they
Sorry.
were ready to just tell us sorry about it. We're refunding you.
He was so quick to just pull up the refunds, and we're like, "Hold on, we're here for 1 day only." We flew over from the other island to get on this helicopter ride, and this has just been a dream of mine for literally ever, like, since I knew about Kauai, and I just wanted to see how beautiful the rigid mountains were and stuff, so this has just been something on my list of things to do for the longest, so it was really disappointing hearing like, "Oh, your flight's just canceled."
Yeah, pretty much. And then they ended up telling us, well, we'll try to get you back at 2:30. So that gave us about an hour in between. So we got in the Uber ride and we ended up just telling her it's okay, we'll just wait. And she left. We ended up waiting around there, hoping that they would just know we're very serious about this. We're not playing, we want to do this ride. So we're talking to the different workers there. They were nice, keeping us company. And then more people start showing up for the same helicopter ride. He gives us our locker, we get all checked in, do even the whole safety video.
And then at 1:45, when our flight was originally supposed to happen, we see people getting on a helicopter. We're like, "Wait, what?" We're just trying to stay calm until we see them getting on the helicopter. They start our, like, debriefing of, like, the instructions and going over things. Like we said, we get our locker and just, like, get situated. Everything's good to go at this point. So we're like, "Cool." This 23-year-old pilot comes in and she goes, "Hey, guys, I know your day was going great, but here's the bad news. We are not flying today." So after all of this, we're like, "What?"
He just taught us how the headphones work, how to jump out the plane if it happens. She literally said verbatim, like, I know you guys got good news, but I'm here to ruin it, or something like that. And we were just like, okay, well, thank you for that. And it was funny because she did look really young. And the guy in front of us, he was like a older man. And he said, are you even old enough to drive? And she was like, yeah, actually, I'm 23. So me and Lauren were like, oh, we don't know about that.
God was looking out because he knew. And he was even talking about one of the guys, the workers, was talking about how she ended up having to do an emergency landing in the canyon or something like that. And we're like, "Oh, it's better off actually, I
Don't
guess."
have her. So then at that point, once it was canceled, we basically were out of luck and they told us that the rest of their tours for the day were booked. But so on the strip that this helicopter was, there was about 6 or 7 other helicopter businesses. So we were like, okay, we need to make it our mission. They were concerned about not going into the canyon for that one. They said it wouldn't be worth our money because we couldn't see the canyon. Whereas me and Lauren just wanted to see a view from up high of the beautiful island. We weren't particular on which and what things we wanted to see. We just wanted to see how beautiful it was.
Yeah.
Whatever you wanted to give us, we were very grateful for. We even asked them, can you just go around the canyon? Like, please just help us.
One of the workers was nice. He tried calling his buddy and one of the other companies.
And try to get us a spot there. But they were really concerned about the canyon. So it wasn't even as much as like safety hazard as it was like they just thought we weren't going to be able to see this canyon with the clouds. So we were like, okay, if this isn't a safety wind issue, we're just going to see where else we can go. So we went to like 4 or 5 or maybe 3, maybe 2 other different places. We were just walking down the strip. The first lady had a very outrageous price. It was wild. And she said, yes, of course we have room for 2, but you have to pay the price for 4. And we were like, well, how does that make sense? And she was like, well, in order for the helicopter to go up, it has to have 4 paying customers. So it didn't matter if there was actually 4 people. It wasn't a thing. It was just like they wanted to have the money for 4 people. Otherwise, it wasn't worth it.
Mind you, each seat was about $500. That would have been $1,500
Like,
for us for an hour.
we were very desperate to do the helicopter, but not that desperate. We really wanted to do it. Yeah, so we definitely were not that desperate to go on a flight. We were not going to pay $1,500 for the 4 of us,
No
or for the
way.
2 of us. So we ended up just going across the street to the other one. And we asked the first lady at her desk. She said they had no availability, but there was another desk across the hall that we could go ask them. It took us a couple minutes to get the guy's attention, but we waited. and it was like a cute little plane. It was like a little six-seater plane. And he came up to us and said, "Yeah, actually perfect. Right now we have a spot for two. Right now you can go ahead, get yourself checked in, sit in the lobby." It was also probably half the price of the original helicopter we were supposed to pay for.
When he took my card, he was like, "All right, $218." I'm like, "Here you go."
So that was definitely amazing. So
God's blessing right there.
yes, we just sat down probably, like, not even 10 minutes, they were calling our name. There were different, like, way better benefits to it, like, it would've been cool to do the doors off helicopter, but this one was nice because she got to use both her camera and her phone. The other one had a one device limit. The one you could do whatever you wanted. You had air conditioning, didn't have to put my hair in a bun. These little things worked out so much better in our favor, and the view was amazing.
It was so
Like,
amazing. It was so breathtaking. It's something you would never see literally ever in your life unless you go right there to those spots in Kauai. Seeing those mountains was so gorgeous. It was like a straight, huge, huge mountain, like so tall, drops right down into the water.
yes, it was really amazing. You have to check it out because
Yeah.
even one of our Uber drivers told us 75% of locals there have not seen the view because they overlook it and like, you get used to being where you're at and don't do that things. And he said like when he did finally do it, even him and his wife just bursted into tears because they couldn't imagine how amazing the view was. Even they thought it was the most beautiful thing in the world. And I don't know, I just think it was amazing.
It was like beyond anything you can ever dream of. And God's creation is so gorgeous. He really has blessed us with being able to look at his earth and being a part of his earth, being chosen to see these parts of his earth that he's created so magically and wonderfully. You just look at it and see God. That's what Maddie's mom texted back when we sent a picture. She goes, "Wow, I see God."
And you really can. It's all God, everything about it. It's just amazing to see it. We can tell you how beautiful it is all day long, but you'll never understand until you see it for yourself. It was just exactly what we wanted out of it. It was saying, and
God ended up coming through for us and getting us exactly where we needed to be for that to happen. Praise God for his goodness and for working all things together for our good. That's truly what he's been so good to us this vacation and just far beyond what we can ever imagine or ask for. It's just been such a surreal experience.
amen.
Been so good.
We are so blessed to be here, and it's just amazing to witness all the things that God has created for all of us to explore and appreciate and just love. It's just so incredible. But yeah, so then after that, I think we had about three different Ubers while we were over there, and they were all just so nice and
So
sweet
kind.
and loved to tell us about the island and give us recommendations. Like you could tell they just love to live there so much. We travel a lot and we see a lot of different cities and different kinds of ways people roll because in certain places we go in Ubers and they don't say a word to you. They drop you off and that's it. And these Ubers just love to tell us all
Yeah.
about it. And one of them recommended uncle shaped ice and
Uh,
we had to go and check that out. I guess it like ice cream with a big honey bread. It's literally like a cube this big.
it was giant Hawaiian bread. She was like, "Okay, it's gonna take about 15 minutes." We're like, "Okay, we're here."
Yes, they cut out the center of it and filled it with ice cream and whipped cream and honey, lots of honey, and it was very good. I mean, the one time, I'm glad we had it that one
Yeah,
time,
it
I
was
don't
cool to
know,
try.
and say we did,
Yeah.
but that was really good, and then after that, we just went back to our airport.
And yeah, we headed back over here. We ended up getting sushi for the first time in Hawaii, and that was
Yes.
really good.
I actually really liked that one,
Yeah.
both of them. That was good, so we'll probably trying that place again before we leave, and we
Yep.
went to bed. Now
Here we are.
the view of Hawaii.
So I just want to read two verses real quick about God's beauty and wonder and how great he is. Here's a verse from Job 11:7. It says, "Can you fathom the mysteries of God? Can you probe the limits of the Almighty? They are higher than the heavens above. What can you do? They are deeper than the depths below. What can you know? Their measure is longer than the earth and wider than the sea." And then still in Job, jumping over to chapter 12, verse 7, "But ask the animals and they will teach you, or the birds in the sky and they will tell you, or speak to the earth and it will teach you, or let the fish in the sea inform you. Which of all of these things does not know that the hand of the Lord has done this? And in his hand is the life of every creature and the breath of all mankind." So it's so comforting knowing that God is in control of every single living creature, everything that is not living. He's just in control of it. We were talking about this looking at the palm trees, how they were just like so flopped to one side. And we're like, wow, God's really just holding up these trees like that. And he is in control of it all. And he knows everything. And he knows all of these beautiful creations. And he's made it. And he's just given us the honor to see these beautiful creations. And then this last verse, these last couple of verses in Psalm 95, starting at verse 3, it says, "For the Lord is the great God and the King above all gods. In his hand are the depths of the earth, and the mountains peak belong to him. The sea is his, for he made it, and his hands formed the dry land. Come, let us bow in worship. Let us kneel before the Lord our Maker, for he is our God, and we are the people of his pasture, the flock under his care." So there you have it.
Amen.
There's just some beautiful verses. There's so many more about how God is just the creator of all and has done all of this so we can be under his care and underneath looking at all of these things that he has created for us. And I just praise God every day for allowing me to see this and allowing my beautiful best friend to just be along the ride with me. Our friends are actually just now getting to our hotel. So we are going to go meet them. But thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being on here, Maddie.
Yes, thank you for having me, and I'll be back soon.
Very soon. Stay tuned for that episode. Thanks. Bye.